Yes, folks, it finally happened in a move that's sending shockwaves throughout Washington, D.C. They're lighting up social media. President Donald Trump has just signed a massive executive order that could quite literally change and transform Social Security forever. Now, guys, we're literally talking about billions of fraudulent payouts cut off overnight. This is wild. We're talking about payouts that have been cut off overnight, ladies and gentlemen. And illegal immigrants have been banned from accessing benefits that they were never really supposed to get from the very beginning. They weren't supposed to get these benefits. No. And for once, the people who actually paid into the system their entire lives are finally getting protected, guys. But that's not all. In fact, we've got arrests that are already underway. And Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, they are quietly executing one of the biggest cleanups in government history. And even more shocking than this, guys, I know this is already shocking as it is, right? But even more shocking than this, Joe Biden, you remember that guy, the old guy who was always taking naps in the middle of the day? Joe Biden was caught live being fact-checked by the actual Social Security Administration during his own speech. Unbelievable, guys. Now, this is not just about policy. This right here is about justice, is about fairness, it's about protecting our people. And wait until you hear how this new executive order from the Trump administration ties right into the Doge dividend refund checks, massive back payments, and even plans to end taxation on Social Security completely, guys. I ask you to stick with me because we have a lot to really uncover today that they don't want to talk about on mainstream media. So I'm going to break it down for you guys so that you understand what's coming down the pipeline and what you can expect. But real quick, if you don't mind, if you're able to see and hear me, just drop me a quick yes in the comments, hit the like button and subscribe. Now, guys, who just got kicked off of Social Security payments? Well, we're going to talk about who got kicked off of Social Security payments. We're also going to talk about how you may actually qualify for a huge retroactive check and why this one order may be the final nail in Biden's political coffin, guys. So make sure to smash the like button. Drop me a quick 47 in the comments down below if you support Trump's crackdown. And I want to dive into the jaw-dropping details of this executive order that President Trump just signed that is absolutely making history. Now, let's talk about what this order unleashed behind the scenes, shall we? Well, number one, we need to talk about the fact that arrests, yes, guys, ladies and gentlemen, arrests are already underway for individuals that were caught committing all sorts of Social Security fraud. So that's one. But in addition to that, a new Medicare and Medicaid fraud division is being added to 15 U.S. attorney offices, guys. But here's the part that the media won't show you, okay? The Inspector General has now been ordered to investigate every single case where people over 100 years old are still, for whatever reason, collecting Social Security benefits, especially those with mismatched identity records. But why? Well, it's because those account for, basically those accounts are a hotbed. They're literally red flags, okay? Those accounts are a hotbed for identity theft and fake payouts, guys. And in a twist that is long overdue, the Trump administration is also considering reinstating massive civil fines. Guys, we are talking about $10,000 or more for anyone caught gaming the system. Hey, this is crazy. Can you imagine getting hit with a $10,000 civil fine? Well, you don't have to worry about it because I know that the folks in my community, you guys are not scammers. Now, in the next segment, guys, we're going to break down the explosive data that's showing how the Biden administration allowed over 2 million illegal immigrants to get Social Security numbers in just 1 year. And we're also going to talk about how Trump is turning the tide in a way that could theoretically reshape Social Security for the next 50 years. Are you guys ready for that breakdown? I hope you are. All right, so this is where the lid blows off, guys, because according to official figures, during just 1 year of the Biden administration, 1 year, get this, over 2 million illegal immigrants were assigned Social Security numbers. Why are they even getting Social Security numbers to begin with, right? And so while you, me, your parents, my parents, our grandparents have paid into the system for decades, millions who broke federal law or in order to enter the country, they were just handed access to your benefits. Like, am I the only person that's pissed off about this? And think about the cost of this thing. This wasn't cheap. According to the Federation for American Immigration Reform, illegal immigration is costing U.S. taxpayers $182 billion a year. Every single year. Not one time, every single year. It just keeps happening. And this includes $66.4 billion in federal costs and $115.6 billion at the state and local level, guys. Nearly 1 million of those individuals are reportedly using fraudulent or stolen Social Security numbers. Now, guys, this is not just theft. This is a direct attack on the solvency of the Social Security Trust Fund. So what is Trump doing about it? Well, you're going to love this, guys. Here's something everyone needs to know. Medicare is not simple. And one way or another, we all have to deal with Medicaid or Medicare, I should say, when we or our loved ones turn 65 years old. Comment down below if you're 65 years old or over. If you're 65 or older, just type a quick 65 in the comments. I'm just curious. Now, trying to figure out Medicare on your own, it's especially difficult. Why? Because the government just likes making our lives stressful. I mean, does anybody agree with me? Anytime you work with the government, it's like, I feel like you guys are just trying to screw with me. But let's be honest, guys. They are not putting people like you and me first. And this is why I recommend Chapter. This company exists because the founders, they saw their own parents getting misled by bad Medicare advice, and they weren't about to let that happen again. And so now they help folks all across the country figure it out. Like Julie from Kansas, for example. Julie saved $400 a year after being stuck in this horrible plan that overcharged her just to see her own doctor. Or how about Jamie from Texas? Jamie got $600 back in her Social Security check. Well, guys, Chapter's team compares every plan available. They don't just push a few. They check them all. And they treat people like you and me just like family. And I love it. I just love that. Like, I don't feel like I'm just a number when I deal with Chapter, and you won't either. So the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that it's completely free. It's totally free. So no pressure. It's totally free. Just the real help that you need. So if you or your parents are 65, turning 65 very shortly, over 65, give my friends over at Chapter a call. The average senior is saving over $1,100 a year. I'll leave a link to their website down below. It's askchapter.com/Ron, or if you want to call them on the phone, you can dial their number. I'll leave that down below as well. But get this, guys. This new executive order, it's not a standalone action. This is actually part of a broader plan that Trump quietly launched back in that February timeframe. And he did this to cut off every financial incentive for illegal immigration. So I think what Trump did is pretty smart. But let's talk about one of the boldest moves that Trump has made yet. So he took the CBP app, okay? Yes, the same CBP app that Biden used to help illegal immigrants schedule entry into the United States. He took that same app and he flipped it on its head. Now, it's since been reprogrammed to let people self-deport themselves. This is basically a digital one-way ticket out the country. Now, I think Trump's plan is pretty simple. No more money, no more loopholes, no more incentives. So you're either here legally and you're earning it, or you're cut off. And so this isn't just about stopping abuse, ladies and gentlemen. This is also about restoring benefits to the people who actually earn them. But just wait until you hear what happened immediately after this executive order was signed. So Joe Biden, he basically came out swinging, and the Social Security Administration, they ended up fact-checking Joe Biden live right in the middle of his speech. It was crazy. So anyway, stick around, guys, because I'm going to break down the whole Biden backlash, the public humiliation, and of course the 5 brutal posts on X that exposed all the lies as he was still talking, like literally in the middle of him talking. It's crazy. So get this, guys, just 24 hours after President Trump signed the Social Security executive order, Joe Biden stepped on stage in Chicago trying to do some damage control, right? So this was Biden's first major pro-presidency speech, and he didn't hold back. Nah, he didn't hold back. In fact, he attacked Trump's SSA reforms. He accused him of closing field offices, cutting staff, and get this, guys. He even said Trump had essentially taken a hatchet to Social Security in under 100 days. Can you believe this nonsense? Unbelievable. He even told a room full of disabled or disability advocates that Trump's policies were breathtaking in their destruction. So what happened next? Well, I'll tell you what happened next. It was something that we've never seen before, in fact. So while Biden was still talking, the official Social Security Administration account posted a 5-part thread on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it tore his claims to shreds. So post number 1 said Trump has not permanently closed any SSA field offices. That's number 1. Number 2, Trump, 50% of SSA's tech department has not been laid off. They debunked yet another lie. SSA is spending $6.5 million to modernize our phone systems. Number 4, we are building AI-powered systems to improve service, not cut it. Oh, and there was also a 5th one. You got President Trump. He pledged to protect Social Security and also to end the taxation, or the double taxation, as a matter of fact, on benefits. Unbelievable, right? This happened live while Biden was doing his post-presidency speech. So that's right, guys. While Biden was making his case to the public, the SSA was in real time debunking this guy. Like, talk about a mic drop moment from right inside the government itself, right? And it gets even deeper. In fact, the SSA even cited an Inspector General report showing that between 2015 and 2022, $72 billion in improper payments were made while President Biden was either in office or directly connected to the administration. You can't even make this stuff up, folks. So this is your money. This is my money, guys. Gone. Just gone. Now, hang on, guys, because we need to also break down the criticism that's aimed at Trump's reforms, including reports about clawbacks, tech cuts, even senior payment suspensions that are raising some real concerns. Now, listen, guys, while Trump's executive order is celebrated by millions of Americans, there's also some serious criticism that's coming in hot. Now, according to some reports from the Associated Press, and I don't know how many of you guys listen to the Associated Press or not, but anyway, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has been executing a major restructuring plan that has some people raising some red flags. Now, let's go ahead and break this down, shall we? So, dozens of SSA field offices are now, for whatever reason, they're slated to be closed this year, right? Not permanently, though, but as a part of a cost-cutting initiative to shrink the federal bloat. So, there's also a reported plan to cut 50% of SSA's tech team. Now, this is a move that some people claim could delay service for millions, okay? And the big one, well, that's the clawback program. You see, SSA just announced a change that ultimately allows them to recoup 100% of any overpayment, not just 10% like before. And so this means some seniors, pay attention guys, some seniors could lose their entire paychecks right up until the government reclaims what it was claimed to be overpaid. Now, is this efficient? Maybe. But is it brutal? Absolutely. Now, the fear is that innocent recipients might get caught in the crossfire, losing their lifeline because of Social Security's or SSA's own internal mistakes. Is that fair, guys? If you feel like that's not fair, please let me know in the comments down below. But there's another side of this coin, and it's a big one. Because if Doge's plan works, if Elon Musk's team really is scrubbing the system of waste, fraud, and abuse, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are already seeing what some are calling a Social Security comeback for certain Americans. Now, of course, thanks to the Social Security Fairness Act, over 3.2 million recipients impacted by some of these outdated formulas like WEP, the GPO, they've already started receiving retroactive checks. And I'm not talking some small checks either, guys. We're talking $5,000 checks, $6,000 checks, even $8,000 checks in one-time back payments. Those are huge. The scope of this is pretty big. In fact, it includes firefighters, first responders, teachers, federal workers, people who were unfairly shortchanged for decades. Is that fair? I think we're starting to see a little bit of fairness, but these people have been screwed for years. And some recipients they're now getting these monthly increases of $1,000 or more. It's real. It's happening, and it's finally hitting bank accounts this month. But what about everybody else? Retirees, veterans, those on SSI and SSDI who maybe didn't quite qualify for the fairness payouts? Is there any kind of help that's coming for those folks? Well, if Doge delivers the savings that they claim that they can and that they claim that they found, well, ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk says that a blanket increase for Social Security recipients could absolutely be on the table. But that's not even the best or biggest move that is coming. In fact, it gets bigger than that. Behind closed doors in Washington, something massive is brewing. Trump's allies in Congress have already pushed the reconciliation framework through the first phase. Now, what's inside this reconciliation framework? Well, Trump's calling it his big, beautiful bill. And Trump is pretty convinced that this bill is big and beautiful, and that this thing could actually change Social Security for you, for your family, forever. So let's go ahead and break it down, shall we? So number one, the complete elimination of taxes on Social Security benefits. Now, right now, guys, retirees who've paid into the system their whole lives, they're being taxed again on their money. Is that fair? Should you pay taxes twice? I don't think so. So retirees who've paid into the system their whole lives, they're being taxed again on their money. Some people, get this, some people are losing up to 85% of their benefits through taxation. What the heck is going on? Well, Trump's plan is to end it. Do you support Trump's plan to end these taxes on Social Security? If you do, put a 47 in the comments, guys. Let's end this thing today. No more double taxation, no more IRS penalties for simply retiring. By the way, I'm always looking for ways to save money. Hopefully you are too. Don't forget to give our friends over at Chapter a call, link in the description down below. But the other thing is we got to talk about this inclusion of the Doge dividend refund checks. And yes, you heard that right, guys. These are cash back checks tied directly to the savings Doge is uncovering by eliminating fraud, eliminating abuse, and waste in bloated government programs. And Here's where it gets even more exciting, ladies and gentlemen. James Fishback, creator of the Doge dividend concept, confirmed that these refund checks are actively being discussed inside the reconciliation bill. So he went ahead and said, he told the trusted sources, hey, if this makes it into the final package, Social Security recipients will absolutely be included. Now, guys, this means you, your spouse, your parents, disabled members, family members could all qualify for this one-time refund check that's backed by government clawbacks and Doge dividend savings. And guess what, guys? If by chance, if Doge is right, and I think they are right. If Doge is right, we're talking about millions of dollars in recovered taxpayer dollars being redirected right back into your pocket. This is what happens when government starts operating like a business instead of a charity for illegals and for bureaucrats. Right? I mean, who's with me on this, right? And so, but while Trump and Elon Musk are trying to turn things around here, there is a silent war that's happening behind the scenes. And this next part is really where it gets personal. Because if you or a loved one received an overpayment letter from the SSA, you need to know what to do next. And what you do next is critical. Because if you don't act fast enough, you could lose your entire monthly check. That's just the way it is. This is not a drill, guys. Under the latest changes from the Social Security Administration, the clawback policy has officially jumped from 10% to 100%. That's not a typo. I didn't stutter. Here's what this means. If the SSA says you were overpaid, even if it was their mistake, even if it wasn't even your fault, they now have the authority to withhold your entire monthly check until they recoup the full amount. So let's just say you were receiving, I don't know, $2,000. Let's just say you were receiving $2,000 a month. Now, I don't know how much you're receiving per month, but let's pretend, for the sake of argument, you were receiving $2,000 a month, but they now say your benefit should have only been $1,500. That $500 overpayment, they can now take the entire $500 back, leaving you with nothing for as long as it takes to recover the full amount. And we've already seen this happening to vulnerable seniors, widows, veterans, and the disabled people who have no idea how to even fight back against this nonsense. Number one, here's the key. Number one, you must appeal immediately. Do not wait. Do not wait, guys. Don't ignore the letter. Don't wait. There is a process, but if you miss the window, your benefits could vanish overnight. Okay? And so this right here is where transparency and updates matter more than ever. And this is also why the next part of the story is what brings it all full circle. Because while politicians are arguing over policies, the real voice of America is speaking in the comment sections, in the community forums, and in the town halls. They're not quiet anymore about this, guys. They're not. In fact, let's go ahead and finish with the one group that matters to most of you. The people. Across social media, live streams, videos just like this one here, Americans, we're finally rising up. They're saying, look, we're done watching our money go to fraud and abuse. We support Trump's executive order and the madness. We need more transparency. We need accountability. We need more action. Retirees, veterans, disabled, we need help, not hardship. People are flooding the comment sections with 47s if they support Trump and Doge. And they're flooding the comments with 46s if they believe that Joe Biden was right to defend his version of Social Security. Some are even sharing how they or their families pay taxes for decades and are still waiting on a single payment. I mean, like, other people are even demanding massive increases across the board, basically say, hey, look, COLA adjustments are not keeping up with rising costs, skyrocketing costs of living. Not just rising, they're skyrocketing. And guess what, guys? Trump's listening. Doge is investigating. That man right there. He's listening. Doge is investigating, guys, and this is the momentum that we need. I mean, you could be theoretically looking at one of the biggest Social Security reforms in modern history. I believe it. Do you believe it? All right. Well, I think we've talked about cutting fraud. We've talked about retroactive checks. But what is President Trump and Elon Musk of Doge? What are their next moves, right? Well, it could completely change retirement in America forever. Inside of Trump's big, beautiful bill, now working its way through Congress, is one line that's got seniors and taxpayers that is literally just cheering across the country. This right here, guys, this is a proposal to end taxation on Social Security benefits. That's right, guys. So under new law, or under current law, some seniors are paying tax on up to 85% of their benefits, even after paying into the system for 40 years or more. That's just crazy. But Trump's position is very clear. He said, look, you paid into Social Security your whole life. You shouldn't be taxed again just for collecting what you already earned. That's just dumb. And insiders are saying that this is gaining traction, guys. Both House and Senate members quietly rallying behind this idea during reconciliation. Now, if this passes, you could see a permanent increase in your take-home benefits just by eliminating unfair taxation. Isn't that cool? And this is not all that's packed inside of this big, beautiful bill. The Doge dividend refund checks. Remember, originally a concept from James Fishback? Well, guys, they're now being reviewed for formal inclusion into the bill. Can I get an amen for the Doge dividend checks? I mean, seriously, guys. So James Fishback, he confirmed just days ago, if the line item says in the final version of the bill, Social Security recipients will be included. So guys, this means that Americans who have been robbed by fraud, robbed by mismanagement or overpayment mistakes may get a one-time one-time refund payout that's actually based on what Doge has recovered. And this is why we want Doge to win here. Okay? But here's a twist. The resistance from the legacy bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. who don't want Doge making them look bad. That's what it is. There's a little bit of resistance from legacy bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. who don't want Doge making them look bad. So, some are trying to strip the Doge dividend from the final bill before it gets to a floor vote. So I think it's pretty clear that the pressure is, in fact, on. And so that's why your voice matters, guys. This is why your voice matters right now, whether it's through voting, calling your representatives, or simply sharing this video with other people who need to know what's at stake. And speaking of what's at stake, we need to talk about something else. This new policy is shocking seniors left and right. Okay. We touched on this earlier, but now let's zero in on what's already affecting thousands of recipients. The SSA's new 100% clawback policy means if they say you were overpaid, even by $200, they can legally withhold your entire monthly check until it's paid back. Real stories, guys. Real stories are flooding in as we speak. Horrible, right? You got a, retired, trash collector in Tennessee got notified of a $3,600 overpayment. His entire check got paused. There was a teacher in South Georgia that got hit with a $700 clawback. She didn't even know it until her bank account came up empty. So if you receive a clawback letter, guys, appeal it immediately. This is not financial advice. This is not the time to wait or hope it goes away. You have rights, but you have to act fast. Now, Doge says, hey, the system is being abused and it must be cleaned. But for innocent recipients, the policy feels like punishment, right? Which brings us to the final chapter of today's story. We have to talk about the fact that this is not politics anymore. This is about millions of Americans that are rising up to the system and demanding fairness across comment sections, town halls, TikToks, live streams, YouTube videos. Guys, the country is split in two. Those who are shouting 47 in the comments to support Trump and Doge and restoring Social Security integrity, right? But then there are others who are still holding the line for Joe Biden and his vision of inclusivity, expanded access, and slow reform. But I think one thing is very certain. The people who paid into the system for decades, retirees, disabled Americans, widows, veterans, they're fed up. And they're calling for transparency. They're calling for justice. They are calling for fairness. A government that works for them, not for the fraudsters, not for illegals, not for wasteful bureaucrats. And so now, with this executive order that Trump just signed with the beautiful bill, the big, beautiful bill advancing, and with the Doge dividend refund checks possibly maybe just weeks away, the system may finally be turning back toward the people who built it. Now, guys, let me know your thoughts. But right now, it's your turn. It is your turn, ladies and gentlemen. It is your turn. Do you support removing illegal immigrants from the Social Security system? Do you back the Doge crackdown and Elon Musk's mission to eliminate fraud? And do you want to see your Social Security check increase, not shrink under inflation, fraud, and double taxation? Guys, make your voice be heard right now. Drop a 47 in the comments if you're with Trump and Doge. Drop a 46 if you still support Joe Biden's plan. And no matter where you stand, share this video. I want you to share this video so that others can see the truth behind the headlines, because the whole fight for the future of Social Security is not over. But for the first time in a long time, the people might just be winning. So I just ask that you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.